So you've done it. You've built a product that people genuinely love. That's huge. But here comes the real test, turning all that love into a business that can actually stand on its own 2 feet and thrive. Let's dive into this super critical jump from having a great product to building a real, sustainable business. And this right here is the single most important question you can ask yourself at this stage. You've got fans, you've got users, but do you actually have a business? Answering this question is what stage 3 is all about. And honestly, getting this wrong is where so many promising startups just fizzle out. This slide just nails the massive shift in your mindset. See, stage 2 was all about answering, do customers absolutely love our product? You had to win their hearts, right? But stage 3 is different. The question gets colder, harder, and is absolutely essential. Does our business model actually make money? It's the big leap from passion to profit. Okay, to help you navigate this, we've got a really clear roadmap. We'll start by looking beyond just having a loved product. Then we'll break down the 3 pillars of a real business. After that, we're going to get into a super actionable plan, look at the killer traps you have to avoid, and then finally answer that big question. Are you really ready to scale? So you hit product market fit. Seriously, congratulations, that is a massive milestone. But now the game totally changes. You have to prove that the engine you've built not only runs, but that it runs efficiently and can be fueled for the long haul. This is where we separate the cool projects from the future empires. Now, the good news is this isn't just guesswork or crossing your fingers. Validating your business model is a structured process. And it all rests on 3 core pillars that give you and, any potential investors the confidence that this thing is actually built to last. All right, while all 3 of these areas are critical, we're talking financial sustainability, operational metrics, and business model validation, we're going to zero in on the financial metrics first. Because frankly, these are the numbers that can make or break your company. They give you the clearest signal of how everything is really performing. Okay, let's kick things off with the undisputed king of startup metrics, LTV to CAC. This little ratio tells you the fundamental truth about your business. It asks, for every dollar you spend to get a customer, how many dollars do they give you back over their lifetime? This isn't just a metric, it's literally the DNA of your business model. And here it is, the magic number. You need to burn this into your brain. 3. Your LTV to CAC ratio needs to be greater than 3. It means for every single dollar you put into getting a customer, you need to get at least $3 back. Anything less than that, and your business is likely on a path to nowhere. Now, this example is what a beautiful, healthy model looks like. The lifetime value of a customer is $50, and it only costs you $5 to get them. That gives you a ratio of 10. See, this isn't just sustainable. This is the kind of business that gets investors very excited. Okay, let's move on to our next key metric, the burn multiple. This one is all about efficiency. It answers the question, how much cash are we literally burning through just to add $1 new of annual revenue? Basically, are you growing smart or are you just setting piles of cash on fire to get bigger? And just like LTV/CAC, we've got a target for this one. You want your burn multiple to be less than 2. This is a huge signal that you're spending less than $2 to generate $1 of new annual revenue. That's capital-efficient growth, not reckless spending. This example, on the other hand, shows a massive red flag. The company is burning $350 a month just to add $100 in new annual revenue. That's a burn multiple of 3.5, which is way, way above our target of 2. This is an inefficient engine, and you absolutely have to tune it up before you even think about hitting the accelerator. And finally, our third key financial pillar is your gross margin. You've got to aim for over 60%. This proves that the core act of just selling your product is profitable, even before you start factoring in big costs like marketing or salaries. It is the absolute foundation of a healthy business. So, what if your numbers aren't looking so hot? First off, don't panic. Now we get to move from theory to practice. Think of this next section as your playbook for fixing those numbers and building a much stronger engine for the road ahead. So how do you improve that all-important LTV to CAC ratio? Well, it really comes down to pulling 4 main levers. To lower your acquisition cost, you gotta look beyond pricey ads and start mastering cheaper channels like SEO and referrals. To optimize conversion, every little test on your landing page can help. Then on the other side of the ratio, you can attack churn, which is a huge operational metric, by making your onboarding and support incredible. And finally, you have to validate your business model by, get this, testing price increases. Don't be afraid to find out what your product is truly worth. All right, this journey is filled with traps. These are the common but totally fatal mindsets that cause even the most beloved products to completely fail. Let's look at the big mistakes you absolutely need to avoid as you make your way through stage 3. Here's the first one, and it might be the most common trap of all. It's this belief that you can solve any problem by just throwing more money into marketing. It's the idea that you can outrun a terrible churn rate by just acquiring customers faster. But the reality is what we call the leaky bucket problem. Just imagine trying to fill a bucket that's got holes in the bottom. You can pour water in as fast as you want, but it's never going to get full, right? Your churn rate is the hole in your bucket. The lesson here is simple. You have to fix the leaks and focus on retention before you spend more money on acquisition. And here's the second really dangerous mindset. It's focusing on what we call vanity metrics, like your total user count, while completely ignoring the financial health of the business. It's that growth at all costs idea that was popular years ago, but is absolute poison in today's market. And the result of that thinking is brutal and predictable. You build a totally unsustainable model. You burn through every penny you have trying to scale a business that fundamentally just doesn't work. Eventually, the money runs out, and the dream is over. You have to prove the model works before you try to scale it. But if you can steer clear of those traps and you get your metrics in line, you earn the grand prize, a validated business. And this is a business that is ready for serious investment and is totally prepared for the explosive growth that comes in the next stage. And let's be super clear about the difference here. Stage 3 is all about optimization and proving your model is sustainable. You're looking at steady 10 to 20% monthly growth. Stage 4, on the other hand, is when you stomp on the gas pedal. The goal becomes aggressive, rapid growth, fueled by big marketing budgets and a fast-growing team. You just can't get to stage 4 without absolutely mastering stage 3. So here it is, your final checklist. Think of this as the dashboard that tells you you're officially ready to graduate from stage 3. If your LTV to CAC is over 3, your burn multiple is under 2, your gross margin is over 60%, churn is nice and low, and you have more than a year of cash in the bank, then congratulations, you have successfully built a real business. And that brings us to our final critical question. Stage 4 is the scaling highway, and on that highway, things move incredibly fast. You wouldn't take a sputtering, unreliable car onto a freeway, would you? So take a hard, honest look at your numbers, tune up your model, and ask yourself, is my engine truly ready?